Joining us now, ladies and gentlemen, is a man who is obviously synonymous with college basketball because he is an absolute legend. He also happens to be a paisan from Pittsburgh. Ladies and gentlemen, a three-time Coach of the Year, national champion, formerly of Kentucky, now in Arkansas, Coach Calipari.
Yeah.
Paisan, how's it going?
Pat, you're from Plum?
Yeah.
You went to Plum High School.
Yes, sir.
I'm not hearing any yins downtown. I'm not hearing it. What happened?
Listen, don't you question my shit, okay? We got more Yinzer on this show than in the history of any national show. Hey, what's the name of the gambling podcast that comes out every single day after this show ends? Hammer
Dahn.
You hear that, Coach? You hear the Dahn right there? I mean, let's watch it. But anyways, hey, thank you for being an absolute legend from Moon Township, like legitimately.
How about that?
How about it?
I played at Moon, you played at Plum. What?
AQ Shipley, friend of ours, played at Moon Township as well. He is currently in the Whippeal Hall of Fame for his basketball abilities, although he won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers as a center. Let's talk a little hoops, though, and obviously incredible hard work. We put together a graphic of the amount of players that you have coached that have obviously gone in the first round and in the top 15. Hey, you don't just fall to the top of the mountain, Coach. Congrats on all the success, both team and player development based. But whenever you look at all those guys and you think about the draft, what is the big thing that these teams are looking for if they're going to spend a high draft pick on somebody? And is this something that you tell players while you're recruiting them? How does that whole thing go hand in hand, Coach?
Well, Tyrese will tell you, they want you to be able to play multiple positions, hold your own defensively. They're looking at upside. If we're in the playoffs, how will he eventually play? But in our situation, I'm not a magician. I don't have a magic wand. It's all about the culture. A bunch of really good players come together. We've had 4-star guys, lottery picks, and not in the McDonald's game lottery picks because the cream rises.
That's an NBA.
It'll always rise. And, we're trying, again, the average length of contract in the NBA, I think, is 4 and change. Ours is like our guys, 8 and change. That's a big number. And so you just mentioned Tyrese Maxey. He and I were on the phone. Being Italian, you'll know what this is. I said to him, do I get a VIG? He says, VIG? What are you talking about, VIG? I said, do I get a VIG? I don't know what a VIG is. I said, well, let me explain what a VIG is. So, he's going to do a max deal, and I'm proud of him.
I respect that. I appreciate that Paisano is going to get a piece. We've been working a little bit at this whole thing. Last question for me before the boys all have some, especially going into the draft. Whenever you're at Kentucky, and I assume this is going to be the same conversation in Arkansas, it feels like beginning of the year conversation about your team is different than end of year at conversation. It feels like development of player and coaching on in practice is like a massive. Is that your driving force for doing this for so long? Like, is that an accurate description of your teams? Like the development and growth throughout every single season is a massive ordeal. That's why as somebody that maybe doesn't know a lot about college basketball thinks about you in that particular way as soon as I hear your name.
Well, it's because I have a new team every year. Okay. A bunch of my kids go to the NBA, and so I'll have a new team. And now with NIL and this transfer portal, I won't be the only guy with new teams. There are going to be a lot of guys that'll be that way. But again, there's legacy and then there's history, which is achievement, which is in a time frame. You win in this time frame. When I'm not in that role, that stuff goes away. Legacy doesn't. And legacy is what you put up there. All those players. I was in their homes, Pat. I sat in those homes. And I said, if we all do right, we're not going to be like this long. Now, how they do this, some kids leave early. Are you ready for this statement? Earlier than I think they should. You don't need to leave early now. You're getting paid. Stay and make sure you're ready to go in that league like our guys. In the past, if a kid had to go, I got a child, I want to do this, I'm fine with it. And even up to this point, I haven't argued with an agent or a family that they want them to leave. PJ, Emmanuel Quickly, they stayed. Look what happened for them. Willie Cauley-Stein stayed, ends up being the 7th pick of the draft. It's just a different day and age. And my teams, we have to get older. We were too young last year. I had 7 freshmen. Everybody else has old teams. So hopefully I've learned we're going to have a little bit of more experienced players, yet I still want to have the best freshmen in the country.
Okay, so that leads immediately to your usage of the transfer portal, because I remember when you got there, opening press conference was like, I don't have a team. I don't have a team. Where there isn't a team. I don't know if you know that, but like, there isn't a basketball team here. And we are currently going to do this with the transfer portal. How successful have you been in the transfer portal? How supportive has Arkansas been? Because I know that's a massive piece of the entire thing. Woo Pig Suey, hell yeah. We had great times in Arkansas. We've ever been there. But is that what your idea is then? And then are you changing the way you coach so that guys will stick around for longer so you can keep up with the more experienced teams come March?
Well, all my former players say I've gotten soft. But
Okay.
that's another thing. But I want to have a couple players return every year that needed to. I want to have 3 or 4 freshmen that are as good as any in the country, and I want to have 2 or 3 transfers. I want to have 8 or 9 on scholarship and NIL. I want other guys on scholarship, but you understand you're going to have to work your way. You're going to have to earn your way. You're on scholarship. You're getting all that goes along with it. But you know what your role is on this team. And before, I started 5 freshmen, and we went to the national championship game. I mean, I think those days are done now. I don't think you can do that when the other guy's 25 years old, 24, 26, and your guy's 19. You can't. Yet, I still want to get the best freshmen. I think I got 3 outstanding freshmen this year that are going to have a chance to do their thing and be in this draft too. So I'm just trying to combine all this to make sure we have DJ, Adu, and Big Z coming. They transferred from Kentucky with me. You watch what happens for them given they have another year. And then we have Nellie Davis, we have Jonas Adu, and we have TB. We have Trevon, who was at Arkansas. Those are our 9. And now we just got Melo and Jaden coming in as 10 and 11. So I think we're going to be all right. I like the team. I'm going to have to put them together. Going to have to make them play together. Can I just say one other thing? Mm-hmm. When my teams win, 6 guys get drafted. How about we win? We get to a Final Four. We win a national title. All 6, 7 of you were eat. We're going to have 4 in this draft. If we'd have won 3 games in the NCAA tournament, we'd have had 6, maybe 7 in the draft. Winning matters. But player development, I'm not going to do it at the expense of young people. I understand what's at stake. And my legacy, I hope, will be that he prepared young people for success.
Oh, Coach, that whole winning matters, 6 guys get drafted whenever we go to the national championship. I can't wait for that to be clipped from a social media person whenever you're actually doing your first team meeting, saying, hey, let me explain this shit to you, okay? Let's break this down in that, all right? You win. Bang! Everybody's paid, me included. You should see some of these. You should see some of these bonuses that we got in this entire thing. It sounds like a new Coach Cal with some of your different strategies you're going to be combining. We're excited to watch it take place in Arkansas. And that AD over there, who's the AD over there? He's awesome. I think everybody talks about
Hunter Yurachek, and he does a great job. He calls me 4 times a week in the morning, saying, "What can I do to help you?" What? Get it?
He spelled your name wrong in the paper down there in Kentucky on your way out. Yeah. I assume you're pretty pumped for the parade in Arkansas, even though you had wonderful run.
Hell yeah.
That's University.
15 years.
Wonderful.
15 years. It was a great run. A lot of fun. A lot of friends. But you know what? I want to do this one more time, and this was the time to do it. And Arkansas was the place. We're in the SEC. Unbelievable facilities. NIL's not the issue. I don't have to go do it myself. And you ready for this, man? I hired my son.
Oh.
I couldn't do that at Kentucky. I hired my son. He's on my staff. I'm helping all these coaches and all these. How about I help my son? How about I do that?
Smart. Smart. Yeah, good dad. Yeah, it's good paisan.
Hell yeah.
And I assume little Calipari shows up in any interview after maybe a nice run with Arkansas here. Huh? Let's go on a run. Let's win 3 games in eternity. Huh? Let's win 4, mate. Let's do the entire thing. I assume he's going to get a gig. AJ has a question for you, Coach.
Coach, we're talking about prospects earlier with the draft tonight. If you're a coach and you see a guy, whether he's in high school, wherever he is, and you're scouting him, and he's special offensively, he can score wherever he needs to, but he doesn't play great defense. Are teams more willing to take a shot at him and say, hey, we can coach him up, we can teach him how to play defense, but I can't really teach a guy to be special offensively?
Yes, but they have to physically be able to hold their own. They got to keep people in front. The NBA is switching everything now. They're playing 5 out. They're trying to go at individuals on the court that they can do that to. But here's what I would say. I got basically 4 guards in this draft. Reed, Robert, Justin, who's a 6'8" guard, and Antonio. How do you pass on my guards? Do you want me to name the guards? How about they passed on Maxey and Quickly? And I told them all, dudes, you are going to regret this. One went 20, one went 21. What? So now you have these 4. Antonio Reeves, you ready? Scores at 3 levels. Scored 28 games for one of my teams, which is really unusual. He's 22. He's Justin Edwards, upside. We already know what Reed's doing. Robert Dillingham. I was on the phone with 3 different clubs today about Robert. What you said, AJ, is what they're talking about. We know he can score. How can he defend? Here's what I would say. I know he'll fight because he and I almost got in a couple fights.
Okay.
So I know he will fight. And if you're willing to fight, yeah, you're going to have to gain 15, 20 more pounds so you can hold your own. But he'll slap and punch and bite like he's a competitor.
Hell yeah.
And he's got the ability to score baskets like Allen Iverson. Reed, everybody, look, what a pleasure it was to coach him for a year. Do you understand those 2 are going to be lottery picks? And they came off the bench and never said anything. And everybody was on my ass. What are you doing? This guy can't coach anymore. He's losing his mind. His best. Well, I had a team to coach, and I wanted to bring everybody together, and that's what I was doing. But Justin Edwards upside, someone's going to pass on him in 2 years, 3 years, look back and say, how'd they pass on him?
I like that you're saying all these about your players, too. Like, if my coach said all this stuff, I would be so pumped.
Yeah.
Like, that would be, especially publicly here. Like, hey, if any team drafts any of these guys, this is who they're getting. This is exactly what it is. And you saying passing on my guards, I like that you're taking it personal. You're like, okay, so you're telling me, European clubs. Okay. Point guard, okay, better than my guys. All right,
Sure.
like you don't have a resume. I respect the shit out of your handling all this. You'll be at the draft, obviously, tonight looking so clean.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God, I can't even fathom how you're going to look tonight. We going top hat, maybe? Holy shit. Maybe we do top hat with, like, the chain wallet thing, the Super Paisan. Maybe, yeah. Do it tonight. Do it tonight, Coach.
Yeah, I'm gonna wear chains and watches and a bracelet. I'm coming. Wait till you see the shoes. Oh my gosh. Pittsburgh, we didn't have shoes. So now what happens is,
No
how many
shoes.
pairs of shoes, Pat, did you have growing up?
Yeah, not a lot.
Dress shoes.
Yeah, that's why I have this. Look at this fucking thing, Coach. You talk about not having a lot. Why do you have some? This is my pinky ring, dude. Yeah, obviously. Shout out to Pac-Man and Jeweler. Yeah, but yeah, you got to show out. You got to. You always fantasize about it. You can afford it. Why would you not? Yeah. Especially if you have to go on.
I'm broke now. Don't be.
No, we saw your deal. We know every dollar you have, and let alone all the private investments that you potentially have. But that's because of how much success you've had, which leads to D-But's question for you.
Yeah, Coach, I got to ask you. I won't ask you who's the best. I won't put you on the spot. But in your great run, obviously, that you had in recruiting, you obviously got another chapter coming up with Arkansas. Who was the most exciting prospect that you recruited? Because I remember some of these mixtapes, some of these guys coming out. D. Rose, obviously more explosive than I've ever seen. John Wall, Anthony Davis. Who was your most exciting prospect when you went on the road?
Towns,
Big Cat.
Derrick Rose, Carl Towns. You're missing. How about this? You guys are all too young. How about Mark Camby, Lou Rowe? How about those guys?
Come on, Marcus Camby.
And so,
Camby.
so here's what I'm going to say. Derrick Rose had a twitch like I've never seen before. Twitch. John Wall was so fast. I asked Eric Bledsoe, Eric, how fast is John? He said, coach. "Oh, faster than you." He said, "No, he's not faster than me, but he's really fast." So you have Anthony Davis. How about Devin Booker? What he was 17 late for me, 17, and you're seeing it. And I'm leaving all these guys out, but Maxey. Here's what I'd say: my best players were always good guys, and I was able to coach them and coach them hard.
Yeah,
that's why we've had our best players were that way. And by being able to coach them and challenge them, my best players that were that ended up going in the league and doing well.
Coach, I think the University of Kentucky AD is currently kind of shutting down your audio. Every other word. We're going to refresh. We'll get you back, please. This dude's a legend, huh?
Yeah.
Dude,
the best.
He's just recruiting the whole time right there.
Those names.
Oh yeah.
That whole thing was just
Did he
like.
recruit you?
Did he recruit you?
No. I was
The hell?
No, not me. He can walk in anybody's house. How do you not want to play for that guy?
Well, he didn't walk into your house.
Yeah, what the hell is
He
that?
didn't walk in
we
my
didn't
house.
know that.
If he did, I was signed before he left. I'll tell you that right now.
Everybody gets to the NBA. I assume that's the big selling pitch. Like, hey, you go to a Coach Calipari team, you're going to get to the NBA probably.
Especially if you're a guard. When he walks in there. and
Yeah, what
says-
did he mean by that? What do you mean? Because he's a good coach of guards? Like, that's just a
Yeah,
known
Kentucky
thing?
guards always kill in the NBA. They kill.
Good
There's
track.
Shea, Jamal Murray, John Wall. I mean, Derrick Rose isn't a Kentucky guard, but he's a Calipari guard.
Yeah, Booker.
D Book. I mean, I'm
Hero.
forgetting more.
Maxey.
Yeah, I'm forgetting more than I'll remember.
Oh, so this is
A little bit of a.
because you obviously guard, there's a chance that you would have been great on his team, Dan.
I think I would have done well over there.
Joining us back, a man who refused to recruit all NBA guard for the Indiana Pacers, Tyrese Haliburton, Coach Calipari.
Let me tell you, Tyrese, I loved watching your team play this year.
I appreciate
And
that.
you played with D. Fox, and now Malik Monk's out there with Trey Lyles. They got three of my guys
Look
on
at
that team.
He could go every NBA team. He gonna give me 3 guys every NBA team.
But you got Isaiah Jackson with you now.
Yep. Yes, I do.
Is he the greatest kid?
Oh yeah.
Is he the greatest?
Great dude. And his athleticism ridiculous.
Hey, Coach,
Oh,
let's
my
cut
God.
the shit. Why didn't you recruit Tyrese?
Yeah.
2 voices? Is that what it
Hey,
was?
Dude went to Iowa State and knocked it out.
Yeah, he did.
But I would have loved. I love combo guards point guards that can score, play on the ball, play off the ball. He had size.
Oh.
How about? I think I took Tyler Eulis
Yeah.
instead of you.
No, I'm Tyler Hero's age. I'm Hero's age. I'm younger than Ulyss. Yeah, I'm younger than Ulyss. You might have. You know what though? You maybe are responsible for me not going to Wisconsin because you took Tyler Hero to decommit from Wisconsin.
Oh, look at
Kentucky.
this. Hey, we're piecing it together.
No,
Butterfly effect.
honestly, Coach, thank you so much for that. Thank God. Thank God.
Yeah, go Cyclones.
Thank you, Coach.
Go
Thank you,
Cyclones. Hell of a
Thank
response.
you, Coach.
We were talking as you cut off there because you said something while you were giving an answer about passing on one of my guards that I really enjoyed. And then Tyrese started explaining like this guy, every single team has a bunch of people. Is that the number one recruiting pitch whenever you're recruiting? Because the way you're talking, Coach, I just want to let you know, if I was a high school basketball player that had an opportunity to go place, I'd be watching this interview and it's like, this is literally the person that I would want to play. Tyrese Haliburton told us that you didn't recruit him, but if you would have walked into his living room, he would have been like, yeah, I'm going to Kentucky to play it for Coach Calipari. It's like, is that the recruiting pitch? Do you have to recruit anymore in this modern age?
I got to get back to Tyrese in a second, but
well, you said don't come to Kentucky.
I did the same thing when I recruited him. So let me give you this. Can I have a humble brag here? Would that bother you?
No, you've earned it, pal. You've earned it. We have a graphic here.
70% of the players that we recruited in the last 15 years have been drafted.
Damn.
73% of those 70%, Tyrese, have gotten to second contracts.
Jeez.
I believe we have 30% of the max contracts are my guys. 30%. Our kids have earned over $5 billion without endorsements, just NBA contracts. And the great thing about NBA contracts, Tyrese will tell you, they're all guaranteed. The minute you signed it, that's what you're getting. So when all these guys like Shea Alexander, he's going to make $400 million. All these, Look, I had like 35 guys in the league, and you're asking me, you guys put me on the spot. Forgot D. Fox, who's fast as hell. Forgot about Shea and what he's doing. PJ was in the finals. I mean, look, you're telling me about recruits. I need mothers watching this and know I'll take care of their babies. I don't need the kids to watch it. This is about, you have moms watching this, Pat?
A couple, man.
Coach, I don't know if this is going to be a good recruiting visit for you. And I don't know what the demo's saying, but I'm not 100% sure. But I do know a lot of late high school, 16 to 49. I mean, so we got, maybe your next
maybe
10 first rounders.
Yeah.
All right, Tyrese, did you think Tyler Hero would be doing what he's doing?
We grew up playing together, so I knew he'd be really good. I didn't know he'd be this good. He's killing. He's nice.
His dad told me, and when I listen to a dad, I got to take it with a grain of salt.
For sure.
You'll have no one work harder than him. Threw a couple F-bombs in there, if you know his dad, Chris. So there were F-bombs out there. And the kid lived in the practice facility. Literally never left the gym. Wasn't in I don't believe in the McDonald's game, 4-star, whatever, and ends up being a player that Pat absolutely loves in Miami. And I was lucky because the dad was the one that said, I want him playing for you. And when I met the dad, mom, and saw Tyler, I'm like, I love this kid. I love him.
Can shoot the lights out.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he can shoot the lights out. That's living in the gym is probably a massive piece of this modern basketball for shooting. Like, I feel like everybody seemingly has to be able to shoot on the court now. Is it just work?
Yes.
Is it just repetition for you? Is that what you learned, Tyrese?
Yeah, I would say repetition, but I think Cal can speak to it. It's like a mental thing too. You got to believe that every shot you're shooting is going in. That's like I would say a big part of shooting that people don't understand. The minute you start to second guess, think, I don't know if this one's gonna go, that's when it gets ugly.
Yeah, but all that confidence comes from work, right?
Yeah, for sure. Every time we're human beings. We struggle sometimes. We're like, damn, I'm not making shots tonight. But you go back to the work, it always works.
Yeah, Coach Cal, you said earlier when you were talking about your guys, you're like, all my guys are good guys, and all my guys, I coach them. Like, I coach them. We can still do that, you think, with this modern generation of high schoolers? Because, there's a lot of chatter about generations being different. Now, a lot of people say soft. I don't think that's the case because the amount of things that these people have to read about themselves all day from every human that they encounter in their world is a whole different battle that they have to go on. But they are certainly different acting humans, seemingly, than the older generation. And the older generation above us would say the exact same. You're still finding that guys want to work their asses off and commit fully and everything like that? And is there an abundance of those dudes left in the society? And this is me asking for, like, the sake of society more so than basketball.
Well, I think it depends on how you recruit. I mean, I tell kids, if you're drinking, smoking, clubbing, chasing, why would you come here? You're going to be on a group that everybody wants to be pros, and they're bringing it every day, and the cream will rise. If you want to bet on yourself, come on. I can't do it for you. I'm not promising you starting positions or minutes and all that other. You got to want to get here. Yesterday in practice, I got on one of the freshmen and had to stop. And not mean, I'm not cussing and swearing. I go to mass all the time. So, but I said, do you want me to keep it real? You want me to keep it real? They do. Just don't keep it real with me. Keep it real with these other guys. But the reality of it is they know why they're coming to play for me and our staff. They know. And I think if you recruit without we're going to under-promise, over-deliver. That's the whole thing. I'm not going to I've started more freshmen in my career than any coach in the history of the game. So if you want to start. Why would I have to tell you you're going to start? You want to beat somebody out on the team, beat them out. But that's what we come with. And so you almost know. Now, NIL plays a part now. Hopefully, they know, yeah, we're going to take care of you. But it's not what, if you're going for NIL, you will not come with me. If it's solely NIL, you'll go somewhere else.
Yeah,
but you're still going to be taken care of as well as anybody in the country. but it's not why you come.
Yeah, or you'll end up leaving anyways because you won't like it. It's just like it's a fascinating time in the entire college sports world, and you'll be able to go through multiple different generations and eras of, is that a word? Iterations of college sports as a whole and college basketball. Now, speaking of different iterations of college basketball, Tone has a question for you, Paisan, also from Plum.
Yep. Coach, obviously your expectations aren't going to be any different, but what is it like going from the bluest of blue bloods in Kentucky, where if you don't win a national championship, they're going to have your head every single year, then going down to Arkansas where you're rebuilding a program kind of. What's it been like going from Kentucky down to Arkansas?
Well, it's you say rebuilding it. We rebuilt because Muss left, and then there was nobody left. I hate to tell you, there was no schedule either. I had to put a schedule together, but it's different. Arkansas has a storied history. We're in the same league. We're in the SEC. Our building seats 20,000, and they have 15,000 season tickets sold. So there's a lot of stuff, but I'm going to a place and I'm saying, let's get this going at the highest level. And it's going to take time. I'm saying it again. I'm not a magician. It's getting a bunch of players that understand how bad they need each other. And if we all do this together and we win, everybody eats. Then you all eat. You don't have to just be about yourself. Tyrese, I've had lottery picks average 9 points a game.
Yeah, we know. That's why when you didn't recruit him, it hurt.
Come on, hurt.
Could have done that.
It hurt. He was like, I can put up 10 points.
Easy.
I could get 10 points a game.
10 and 5.
No problem at all in this entire thing. I appreciate that you're, John Calipari right now, like down there in Arkansas, because could you imagine you get that place booming, which we assume you're going to after listening to you today, and I assume this is going to work, and all the basketball people in college probably say, yep, he's going to have success there. So I don't know how old you are. I should have looked it up. You're Italian too, so you look much younger than you probably are. And then are you going to disappear when have you ever thought about whenever it's done, dedicating full life to college basketball, coach? Have you ever thought about that? Are we nowhere near that? Because obviously we're starting to build something brand new here and wanting to chase it again. Have you thought about the end?
Yeah, well, yeah. And what I don't want on my tombstone is wins and championships, and that he helped a lot of families. And so I would tell you, I want to help like 30 more families, and then I'll be done. And if I do this right, all that other stuff that the fans want, that I want, all the winning and that happens if we're helping a bunch of families. I don't know how long that will be, but I've always tried to be ahead. I know I got a couple places so that when I'm done, I don't have to stay somewhere. I can go where I need to go. But as long as I'm helping young people and we're helping families and changing lives that way, I kind of get inspired. Like I'll be at the draft tonight, and it's why'd you go? It's graduation night, and I'm gonna go watch the students walk across that stage, and I've done it since when I get a hug. That's part of the deal. You're coming with me, but when you get up on that stage, I better get a hug somewhere. But look, I've had a ball doing it. I wasn't ready to stop, but I was ready to let me get this thing going. 15 unbelievable years, great friends, won a lot of games, did a lot of stuff, and I'm just as excited about doing this now. And let's see where this goes. And none of us know. You don't know whether you're going to win or lose until you win or lose. So I'm not worried about it. All I'm doing is let me keep preparing these kids. I got a great staff that when I pick staff, you got to add value to players. If you're not going to add value, I don't need a bow tie on the bench. I don't need it. I need guys that are going to add value to these players. And I got a staff full of those, including my son.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, Calipari taking care of younger Calipari for the first time in his career. We are wrapping up on ESPN. We will continue on ESPN Plus, YouTube, and TikTok for the time being.
Right.
Until some billionaire buys that thing. That thing's getting shut down in like 6 months.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Anyways, we'll be back tomorrow after the NBA draft. Be a friend, tell a friend something nice. It might change their life. Goodbye Home run right there, Coach. I mean, right on the fucking screws, Paisan. You hear me? Right on the fucking. Anyways, it's awesome to hear your like re-excitement because if you think about every person that I've learned about in documentaries that has got to the top of sports in the top world, they all have all of them.
Yeah.
Every one of them is looking for chips. So the whole Kentucky ending, you know, I think we're all pretty excited.
Oh, yeah.
To watch. And obviously, hey, great years, good friends, good times. But we all know, Coach. We all know, you know, and if you take a team, like imagine just sitting around at one of these Italian events where people are bringing envelopes and all this shit.
Yep.
And everybody's all dressed up.
Paying their vig.
Sitting at a table, you know? And then you got old Johnny Sports here to the left, okay? You got Johnny Sports and then Tony Two Hands or something like that because he once had 3. And Johnny Sports goes, how about John over here, huh? Arkansas didn't even play basketball. And then the other side goes, Kentucky ran him, spelled his name wrong on the way out. I see that moment, I assume, is a massive goal of yours. And we can't fucking wait to watch you do it in Arkansas because those people deserve it.
Oh, yeah.
When that football team started going, they were massively big sports fans.
John Daly courtside. Are you kidding
Oh, my God.
Yeah.
Jerry
That's
Jones.
my boy,
Yeah.
too. That's my boy.
JD?
John Daly. We were down there.
He and I were in business together. We both lost money.
Okay. Well, you had a good time, though.
Yeah.
Guaranteed you had a good time throughout the
Oh, unbelievable time.
Yeah, I could imagine. Jerry Jones will be there.
Yep.
I assume. I can't wait to watch what you do. We appreciate the hell out of you. And
Thanks, guys.
good luck tonight. 4 guards.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Thanks. See you guys.
4 guards tonight?
4, but like I said, I'm looking at a couple lotteries, hopefully a couple late first, may go early second, but I'm thinking, don't pass on, guys. You'll regret it.
Ladies and gentlemen, John Calipari.
me? Yeah.